Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is Erev Shabbat Hagadol, Erev Shabbat Parashat Tzav. And I want to share with you a message based on a story. There was once a man, Mr. Lefkowitz, who was sent to a nursing home. He had a problem, he couldn't walk. But he was a very lively, very happy person. And one day, they told him that somebody else was going to come and join his room, another gentleman, Mr. Friedman. And he said, fine, no problem. So Mr. Friedman came. Mr. Friedman was a very lonely, very sad person. But Mr. Lefkowitz was such a nice guy and so lively and so happy always that he tried to cheer him up, but Mr. Friedman was lonely and sad. So he once told him, look, don't try to be my friend. I'm not interested. Just you stay on your side, as on my side, and that's it. But Mr. Lefkowitz wouldn't leave it alone. He always went back and tried talking to him, etc. And one day he told him, why are you so sad? So Mr. Friedman told him, because I lost my eyesight 5 years ago. I'm blind. So I'm so sorry, I don't know. And he starts making a joke. He says, so you're blind, but you have feet. I don't have feet, but I could see. So maybe you take me on your shoulders and I'll be your eyes and you'll be my feet. And he starts laughing. Mr. Friedman didn't like the joke. But to make a long story short, they started getting closer to one another. One day, Mr. Lefkowitz said to Mr. Friedman, you know what? Let me share with you what I see all the time. He says, I've been in art for a long time, so I have a very acute, very precise description of what I see. So I'm going to describe to you exactly what's going on outside by the window. That way you could live it with me. So you don't have eyes, but have good description. And I could relate to you what's going on outside. He says, okay. So in the morning, you would wake up and he describes exactly the way the sun looks and what color, if it was a nice pink. And he says, and I see now, oh, this guy is walking the dog, and this kind of dog, and that kind of street. And then he talks about the kids playing in the park, and he talks about all these things. And for many, many months, every single day, for hours, Mr. Lefkowitz would be by the window describing what he sees to Mr. Friedman. And that cheered Mr. Friedman up because he was able to see through the description of Mr. Lefkowitz. One day, it's the morning, and Mr. Friedman doesn't get the good morning from Mr. Lefkowitz. So he says, hey, Lefky. Nobody answers. He screams, and, well, he can't see, so the nurse comes and says, everything okay, Mr. Friedman? He says, I'm calling Mr. Lefkowitz. She says, well, he had a heart attack in the middle of the night, and we took him to the emergency room, but he passed away. He said, what? Passed away? I'm so sad. You know, he was my light, he was my eyes. He says, but can I ask you a favor? And she says, sure. What can I do for you, Mr. Friedman? And he said, would you please look by the window and describe to me what's going on? If the man with the dog is there, if the lady with the umbrella is crossing the street, if the kids by the park. And the nurse sounds confused, and she says, I beg your pardon, what is it that you want me to do? And he said, can you please look by the window and tell me what you see? Just describe to the best of your ability what you see. Because Mr. Lefkowitz used to do this every morning to me. And she says, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. There is no window by this room. And it hit him. Mr. Lefkowitz, all these long months, every single morning, would turn a wall into a window, would turn a blind person into a seeing person. But there was no window. And this is the power of cheering other people up. The power of turning a dark room into a light. The power of making somebody blind be able to see, and even make a wall be see-through. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going through difficult times, but there are other people who are going through worse times. And if we can do something for them, this is the moment. We need to be inspired at this moment to try our best to help people, maybe to make a phone call, maybe to help them financially if they're going through a difficult time. Whatever it is, before Yom Tov, to try to do things for one another. This is how we cheer up others, to try to show the light on the other side of the tunnel. I hope that the light will be shining very soon for everyone. In the meantime, I wish you Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. May Hashem bring with the Simcha of Yom Tov, Simcha to the whole Klal Israel and to the whole world, and the solution to the problem. The solution we know will come through Hashem. As we say every morning in the Lakel Baruch, Boreh Refuot, Hashem creates and invents Refuot, the cure to this disease should be coming, Be'ezrat Hashem, very soon to the world, so we could resume our normal lives. B'siyata Dishmaya, we beg the Boreh Refuot to bring the Refuah down to everyone. Shabbat Shalom Mevorach, and Tamid Besimcha, always be happy. Be well, I miss you all. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.